Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to Team Fortress TV. We've got the Premiership lower bracket final for you here tonight. It's MANDEM against Forfence. Only one of these teams can make it through to the grand final against Witness Gaming, and MANDEM will be desperate for the run back, having lost yesterday. Forfence will be looking to do better than the third place spot that the loser gets tonight. So I'm Dave, joined by Antimation on the camera and Dum alongside me. How you doing?
Pretty good. Yeah, this is a very different story for these two teams coming into this tonight. Like you said, MANDEM came into playoffs, looking hot, had an undefeated season, all looking good for them, and then just reality came crashing down. Turns out these Witness guys are still pretty good when they're trying. On the other side, for fans, right, they had pretty much the opposite. They had a pretty good season, but pretty rough ending to them, where they played just the best two teams apparently at the very end, got some losses there at the very end of the season, and went pretty smoothly otherwise, all things considered. But came off hot yesterday, right? Close first map into a very dominating win on map 2 for them over Garda to make it here into losers finals. Having a bit more, I guess, positive spirit maybe in that, bit more optimism maybe going into this one, but MANDEM still knows exactly how good they are. They knew exactly what to do against them last time they played, made it look relatively easy as well. So surely maybe some of that previous knowledge should just help them out and still make this the win they probably still expect this to be.
Yeah, certainly if you're basing it on the regular season as a whole, MANDEM are got to be heavy favourites. They had a perfect regular season, actually. They didn't drop any points at all, beat everyone at every map. But then coming in yesterday, got pretty much demolished by Witness Gaming. Wasn't a particularly close game. Very, very one-sided. Whether it is a case of them underperforming when it came to the crunch, whether it is a case of Witness stepping up, it's got to be somewhat demoralising. And, Forfence, definitely the third strongest team throughout the course of the season. They look pretty solid overall, but there was quite a large gap, I think, between them and the top two during that regular season. But now, with hopefully some renewed confidence, they'll be feeling this is maybe a little bit more vulnerable of a MANDEM side than we've seen over the rest of the weeks, because up till now, MANDEM have been very strong, but that's got to hurt when you kind of get demolished so hard.
Yeah, it makes it sound so easy, right? They could just look back at yesterday's game and just, oh yeah, we could just try some of that, but it was literally that easy. Everyone would be doing it. Turns out maybe no one is quite as good at doing what Witness is doing, except for Witness themselves, which is why they're still in now Winners' Head Grand Finals for whoever wins this one to take the losers spot now as well. Forfence at least was far and away the third best team so far this season. I mean, that much they've earned themselves very confidently as well. It's been an incredibly close field behind them, but between the other two up top, they were still very far ahead of everyone else as well. Took, I think, only one map loss to literally any other team that isn't anyone still left in playoffs as well. So it's been going still pretty good, often considered, especially considering that technically they couldn't play with their main roster the past 2 weeks or so. They had Doorstep out and Ronstep in. Now that is, as far as replacements goes, really good. I will say, had a really good game yesterday as well, I will say. So I don't think that's holding them back specifically in any capacity, really.
Yeah, I think that's probably an upgrade overall. Duo did pretty well early on this season for sure, but I think, Ron's is one of the top soldiers. He's very, very... he's reached kind of the elite level the last few seasons, right up there with the very best that you see from the likes of Papi and Silentes. But at the moment, the teams are probably going to be going live fairly soon. Anti, our producer, called out what would happen if MANDEM actually ended up wanting to go on the blue, denying the Frenchies their famous blue colours. And it seems what we're dealing with at the moment, the teams can't work out exactly which colour they want to play. I think this is probably some early mind games. I can't imagine there's any difference between the two colours.
No, the difference is like something that Antimation mentioned before we went live, is the mental fact that the Frenchies want blue and they could just take it from them and just steal the French of the color blue that they so desire tonight. Yeah, already, both nights.
It does mean we could be having a heavy fist fight for colours, which...
I think that should just decide who makes finals, to be honest.
Who's your buddy on the heavy fist fight?
I don't know which team has the heavies, to be honest.
Oh, I've seen the fancy elf heavy in Highlander posts. That's something to be reckoned with. Speaking of reckoning with, we are starting off on Reckoner. It is a map that's kind of famous for the Frenchies, the French mixes, the French single mixes, the French double mixes, playing like 24/7 when it wasn't even in the map pool. So do you think this maybe is a glimmer of light for the French team?
Maybe so, but it's gonna take a lot, right? Last time they played, it wasn't like the biggest role by any means, but it still was just MANDEM pretty much in control for the vast majority of it, except for like a couple like 5-minute stint each. And any of those maps they played was Sunshine Process then. I guess some of this might compare to the maps you see tonight, but not really entirely. So hard to say. It was a 4-0, 5-1 win for MANDEM just a few weeks ago. But it looked pretty good for themselves. Very confident performance. Took a couple of minutes at the beginning to get adjusted. The Frenchies still got like a minute or two in there to get some momentum and clearly also sneak around the way. Needs a lot more than that. Needs a bit more confidence than we've seen yesterday as well. They started off a bit rough around the edges. And once again, we're starting early, so not a ton of time for warm-up. I believe they had at least one scrim before this still, so it found the time to warm up a little bit. And given what yesterday happened, there still might be need for that. They looked really good by the end of map 2, but at the beginning of map 1, mid-fights fell a bit rough. Last pushes left a lot pre-desired for quite a while. That might also have something to do with the map choices. We won't see any of those maps tonight right away. So maybe they're looking a bit better in Trevecna last than they did on Process, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think there's probably two main outcomes to this game. I think there's a fairly good chance that MANDEM kind of recovers some of the form we've seen from the regular season and blow Forfence away. I think if they're playing anywhere near their best, if they're playing anywhere near how they've played so far, it's going to be very, very difficult for Forfence. They've looked very, very strong. They've kind of overwhelmed everyone. But I think the thing I've been impressed with Forfence is just how patient they play throughout all the season. They had a lot of tough games, a lot of games that they only won by like 1 round, 2 rounds here and there, going like right to the last kind of few minutes of the game. But they're able to beat some of these lesser teams by just about grinding it out. So I think if they are able to keep it close, they do have a good chance here tonight, and they could definitely frustrate MANDEM. But as I said, there's also a chance they just get completely blown away and stomped.
Yeah, MANDEM definitely needs just like a good performance right now to bounce back a little bit, get themselves into the right headspace. They were riding the high of the win publicly very much the entire time against Witness at the beginning of the season, and it crashing down as bad as it did yesterday it certainly might not help that as much as they would like to admit otherwise, I would imagine. But, you know, get some momentum back under the wings right now, steal their opponent's blue team away. Maybe they're still debating the logistics of doing the heavy fist fight, but I think it's gonna happen. I see a couple of in-game chat messages being said by Spectator behind their name, so it looks like a lot of people are going to be watching what's going to be happening in a second. I'm hoping Antimation is ready to catch this as well, because in a few seconds' time we'll see exactly which team will get blue, and I guess that's just the most important thing that can be happening tonight.
Yeah, if you take your opponent's colours away from them, that is an early victory. So
that's the Nations Cup special, honestly.
Yeah, that's what they're going for him, and they're looking to. They are the top seed. They are looking to impose themselves. I'm seeing Piggles come up on the heavy with the pan.
The kind of messed up that upper seed doesn't get the color advantage, to be honest. Alright, there we go. Who do we have? Piggles against Insu, maybe? Looks like it. It's like, it's not even a fist fight, really. They both have weapons.
On the same team, right?
Oh no! Oh yeah.
We need a French player to.
They need to decide which one of them. It might be Piggles. Piggles against Shay. It is.
Doctor.
Who will win? The French boxer or the British pan? Whatever his loadout is, I don't know.
It's Pan versus Ham. See which melee weapon is superior. It's gonna be Shay loaded up with that ham shank.
Alright, let's see what it is. Ooh, the 360 before they're going in. Oh, we're intimidating them, but they know it got actually commit at some point. Shay's trying to make a move, hits the first one. Trading blows, both are weak, but Shay's first hit is all that matters in the end. Gets it right then and there, and it looks like the Frenchies will stay on blue.
There we go. That was definitely worth wasting 10 minutes of pre-game.
Now they just need to, you know, get the last players in, and then they're actually good to go. But I think they're getting that going.
So we solved the issue. Not only do we now know that the Frenchies' favourite colour is blue, we also now know that ham is better than pan as well, if anyone was wondering that.
Well, one is useless before the other, if you would think about it.
I don't know. There's multiple ways of doing a ham shank. You can do it in the oven.
Okay, well, one thing still has to change. I believe the last player to get in is Demol as a Merc. However, that also still requires Shock to get removed from the server after whatever scrum happened here earlier. No one got rid of him yet. He's just vibing on the server. I've been a while since I've seen that guy at the top level, but he's around still. He's playing the game. Nice to know, I suppose. But yeah, like, I don't think legally this game can start while Shock is still on the server.
No, that's you don't want any interlopers getting involved. He's obviously just AFK, but at the end of the day, someone will finally work out what the Archon is and hopefully kick him from this server shortly.
Oh, chat, this is now a matter of beliefs. How many Frenchies does it take to make Prem Grand Final? 6 or 1 is the question now. Demol or the entire nation of France? Who is going to win?
Anyway, here we go. It is the Premiership lower bracket final. It is 4 fence in the blue for France, and in the red it is MANDEM, the top seed, coming into playoffs, knocked down to this lower bracket, and the winner here tonight will go going through into the grand final later on.
Yeah, lots at stake right now as we're going into what could be the final match for either of these teams. They well to come out on top. Big damage right away, ready for a scout. Big damage on Bronze in the air for Knight. Another aerial attempt going through the Bushman with some big damage. It's like catching up there a little bit at the end. Just trading numbers isn't going to do it anymore for the Frenchies. It looks like there's going to be an early exit there. It's an attempt to chase them down, but I think Fancy might be just too late. Ooh, actually, wait. Backups here as well have some extra damage, and they're flooding in already into lobby.
Very separated by the Frenchies. They are being chased a little bit by KN, but he will just back out, keep himself alive, recycling for the next push. Not the best cap side. You obviously have to cap on the low ground on Reckoner there, sticking a couple of players on it, and because of that, despite chasing all the Frenchies back to last, the lack of cap time, the lack of players that lived, or the kind of advantage they had on the mid-fight, allows the Frenchies to walk their way back to the second point, get themselves set up, even for both sides.
That lack of cap time really just gets rewarded if you do get the medic in the end, but you can double down on it much more, probably for the best as well, I would imagine, but as it stands, gives the Frenchies a lot of room to breathe, unlike what could have been the worst case scenario, like you mentioned. That said, also a quiet moment, Eva coming in here already, Demon's looking for the medic, can't find a ton just yet. We'll just go down earlier. One down might matter. It really depends on how keen you want to play of this, and it looks like I'm more than a bit of peeking. It might not be here. No one's really taking too much of an aggressive stance on the side of the Frenchies for fans. Just let him sitting in the stalemate for a little bit longer. And let MANDEM try again. Stickies are ready, so they might be well prepared.
Yeah, I always fear for the medic when I see that soldier going that high, looking to drop down and sink those rockets on him, but it was very well dodged by Jetstar. Didn't actually take a single point of damage despite them all coming flying in so close. Going for a second one double. This time he lands one rocket, decent little surf from Jetstar up to the high ground, but makes it very difficult for a second to even like be tracked onto him. Didn't even get an opportunity to hit that air shot. So we're swiping out Richmond, going in for something, getting a little bit caught, a little bit stuck in the cargo area. He will be cleaned up. At the end of the day, it's just a 1-for-1 sack, and maybe an opportunity for MANDEM to pressure a little bit more while they have this one-man advantage.
Yeah, there we go, going in with the Ubers, while right away forced it on the other side too. Even exchange in theory, in practice, position matters a lot right now as well, and they're trying to just position themselves in a way where they're just taking the high ground in charge and getting all the space on sack, and the Frenchies do not like a single bit of that, trying to get out ahead of any disaster, striking pretty a lot of damage. They're barely alive, I don't know what is the case, not there in time. Will get them out alive maybe, but not victorious in the slightest. Point taken for MANDEM. Prettiest way maybe, but at least even without momentum you can sit yourself now at the last point, and now you have a fresh 5 minutes to figure this one out. We're not wasting any time. However, quickly denied. Small little air shot will be just fine. The out one as well might at least make things better for the time being.
Okay, it's caught as well as Boulder, so I mean, I don't expect the Frenchies to make the most of this. Like, 2-for-1 picks isn't an ideal scenario to push out from the last Reckoner is in some ways an easier map to push out from than some of the others, just because that second point caps so quickly, but just one pick is very, very rarely enough for European teams to chance their hand.
Alright, well the real question tonight is Demo not nicknaming to Demo tonight gonna actually get them the minor warning, or I'm just gonna let it slide for a check?
Well,
I did double check, they don't have any previous warnings, so this will not matter. It would just look very funny after all of it in the end. That this is how they get a warning.
in theory, I think, yeah, bomb coming in, it's going to be the alley bomb.
Not quite, well, the idea was there. It was a double bomb instead, actually. A little bit more ambitious in some ways, but still not any more successful.
Yeah, it's Juxta, just has a fairly easy job. As long as he's close enough to that spawn door, he can just hack in at any time. It does mean that any players playing a little bit far forward are probably not going to be buffed, not going to have as many heals. But that's kind of the risk-reward. Do you want to play your medic out of the spawn door, where he's vulnerable to getting forced, or do you want to play him back, and then maybe the opportunity of other players getting picked opens up?
Alright, once again, trying to get players involved. The demo going deep soldier, but they're not getting quite as far. And once again, we want to relive the glory days of when we thought you could just go into this last point, jump in and get away with it, but it's not that easy. No,
this sentry gun is proving to be quite annoying at the moment for MANDEM. They've already had about half of their time, half of those 5 minutes that they get to try and push this last have elapsed, so gonna have a few more attempts, I imagine, but at the end of the day, sniper coming out from Shay. First time we've seen him come up on the sniper that he's so proficient on.
Yeah, plays sniper a lot. All around, should be well aware of the sidelines here as well as the lobby, just gonna be quick on the trigger finger when everyone's peeking here for offense. Like you said, time's running out for MANDEM. They're probably be very happy just letting this slow down a little bit and let MANDEM get frustrated. Sometimes the mental advantage of just slowing things down is very worth it when your opponent's getting agitated a little bit by the end of it all. Spy checking as well, I want to make sure they're not missing anything, but there's nothing to see, it's the same classes. You just need to play them differently.
They're trying to make a little bit of space, get a little bit more information. All he's going to know is that that central gun is in the same spot it has been in for quite a while. Definitely not the easiest position to spam at all, and it does a decent job of denying, so I think overall it's a fairly optimal spot at the moment for that sentry gun in. So trying to peek a little bit from the top left. They do have to worry about Shay potentially popping ahead here or there, but at the moment MANDEM are not really taking too many chances.
Staying careful, working out so far, a minute and a half left. Sooner or later, MANDEM's time is so low, they're just gonna make it happen. If it works, we're gonna wonder why they didn't just do it immediately. However, first of all, we're getting the gun pretty much immediately here as well. That helps in theory a lot. However, I don't think there's enough alive now to get much out of this one. Maybe they can still push off like a lack of level 3 after this is all said and done, but Freddy's actually take the bait and push out or last.
Yeah, they are pushing it in. It's actually a 3v6 scenario, but the spawns are already just about up. They're going to be able to trade those very well milked at the moment. I think that was an Uber saw there coming out briefly from Piggles, but either way it's going to be a longer Uber for Juxta. They are just about going to deny Demul walking it, trying to get himself in through the cargo area. So the second point is going to cap up. It's a very slight Uber advantage for Piggles. It's going to be difficult to make that work.
That was pretty smart so by Piggles as well. They needed extra damage to even get the force out, and they were already mid Uber as well. If they don't force this sooner or later, he was going to have a severely bad post-Uber position at hand, so just extends Uber that a little bit while getting the force going as well. As desperately needed to even make that one be worth anything, but yeah, for Fence took the risk. You, with like minute left, wouldn't expect many teams to decide to actually do the final push out there and just let the timer run out for the mid fight, but they didn't want to go back to mid. They wanted to get the second point. Is maneuver situation out of it now, no momentum from here, but it's what they chose to get themselves into now. Gotta just get out of this guy made better than last time.
This is slightly awkward because you almost think that the mid-fight is more of a 50-50 than this scenario when they are in control of their own second. There's a soldier trying to go in behind Demul. He's been kind of the one-man army at the moment. Counter-sack. Which thinking about it, goes into cargo, gets a bit of space, but sees so many players in front of him, some of them far back, that they can't really get too much pressure down, can't get any kind of opening, so just keep himself alive. And yeah, at the moment just very cagey from both sides, no one really committing super hard. You had that one kind of 3-man sack that I guess at the end of the day MANDEM paid for and that they had to give second up here, but I don't think they'll be too annoyed. They still have decent control. because they have this mid
Frenchie
point.
with a sniper they pride themselves on has joined this situation now. Will not round Sniper Plus as well. Not the game about him hitting the shots that other people don't sometimes, but I guess now is really the time to make that shown as well. Get some body shots in so far makes the sideline a little bit easier to contest when the soldiers are just taking a little bit of damage each in every direction, but that's not inside. You really gotta just get these small kills to get the position here maybe first. There's that woman inside as well. So much to choose from. Can't quite hit them yet. Not sure if the shots wouldn't kill there even necessarily. But at least it would help take space if they're too weak to hold the position as well.
It's one thing that Demul, as the Merc coming in for Haunts, does give them. That Haunts really doesn't have. Haunts is very much an out-and-out soldier main. Doesn't have too much off-class potential. Demul, very proficient on particularly Sniper, but he plays Spy a little bit as well. Pretty capable on basically any class when he has to play Demo. He's very good at it as well. But at the moment, Sniper's not really seeing too many openings.
Yeah, the semi can be very rough for the Sniper. You have to actually commit fairly deep in, and you can see how that ends most of the time. There we go, Sticky Trap just in the first of two doorways back to back here in this transition area. Just trap off one of them, and he has to go this far in to actually get the sideline from this direction. Otherwise, who are you going to shoot at all? Will get taken down, and maybe they will get their choices again. This is all MANDEM trying to play the game in 4 fences, just chilling in the back. Saying no whenever something comes to happen, backfired once, but certainly they recovered from that one pretty quickly, so maybe this is just how they want to play. This is certainly not how they played yesterday as well, mind you. This is a big change of pace, I guess, just to adjust to the opponent.
Yeah, I think there have been large parts of the season where they've kind of had to play this way for offense. Kate's got in quite deeply, got some damage down onto Alien. Took quite a while to get cleaned up, and now runs this time. Was thinking about going in for the counter-attack, but was cleaned up by Inso before he really made any position, any space for his team. So, 2 picks there. Both of the soldiers were briefly down for the MANDEM side, but again, the Frenchies aren't budging at all. They're just sitting back. They're playing around that little forklift and not really moving too far.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, right? Every other team plays a lot faster the past few seasons now again, and 4 fans deciding right now it's the time to slow things down again, all the way, dial it back. MANDEM left with no choice, they have to quit in, otherwise this will go to the mid-fight that the Frenchies tried to avoid earlier, but I guess maybe still will get rewarded with anyway. Medic very weak at the end for the red team, manages to get out. Still looking very unwilling to chase. There was a couple of weak players there, just no kills to really easily get momentum from otherwise. Let them all escape. MANDEM gets given another 30 seconds to figure this one out, but that's all they have.
Yeah, Pickles was quite low for quite a while there, but even then they weren't really committing anyone. Bront is actually caught here around the point. It's a difficult fight at the moment. They're trying to stick on the high ground. They've taken Bolt at quite low. Pickles can't really get his heel beam into the fight, but it seems to be MANDEM are hitting just about more shots, but suddenly the healing advantage that the Frenchies have is coming into play. Pickles is now taking a little bit of a chance. Inso in from the flank is taken out by Nevo, and the cap time has started to come in. It's into overtime now. Uber is out here. KN taking most of that Uber. Now they're going forward onto Fancy. It looks like they will actually play in the second point. Counter Uber is out, and actually MANDEM backing up. They still have a couple of hits
on the demo man. They're trying so hard to kill people, but miracle arrows keeping them alive. Uber did nothing in the end. Just completely falling back. Bomb on the medic gets judged at the end as well. Still down to have to worry a little bit about their own survivability. There is still enough Frenchies going to get a bit of a big bomb. Maybe Bushman trying so hard, everyone's so weak, but they're so just slow to actually clean up of their own damage in the end.
By MANDEM, and now they have a big revenge. They have picks as well. They're thinking about moving into the last. Pickles is putting the beam onto Boulder, but he gets kind of just dominated by Never there, just walking in, and smuggles himself out for his troubles as well, taking what was a very dodgy situation by the Frenchies back to a little bit more stable, but they do have to worry about this big Pickles advantage that they're going to be moving in with shortly.
Where were those shots from Never just a second ago? This has been like frustratingly slow in a way, but I guess it's the point, right? But just exactly when the DL needs to shine at the end of it all, it's not quite coming through for the side of 4 fans. Now MANDEM gets a really good shot at an actual last push here. Going in early, take the gun down right away, bomb onto the combo, trying to get the damage going. Trade 1 for 1 for the time being with not a lot of cap time yet. speak of. That moment down hurt a lot though for the defense here. And once again, great arrow. Pickles keeps the scouts alive for a lot longer than is worth, but it might not be enough. Pickles wants to run on point while the Devilman does the damage. Scouts trying to outzone him, but he can't run forever. The arrow comes through, and much like the teammate, the opponent getting hit by those as well, and that will just about clutch it out.
Yeah, perfectly played by Fancy. Just had the stickies when he needed them on the point in the right position to pick up Juxta, and then when he needed to hit that close range fight from the scout, he obliged as well. Just beautiful demo man play, and turned what was looking a little bit shaky there for MANDEM just about in their favour, and now they finally have a lead.
Yeah, took them almost 2 mid resets to get here. He was really getting frustrated at how long this took now though. Ben's not getting rewarded right now, might just get punished greatly back to mid, and the bomb's right on top of him. Perfect timing. K and Demo and the rest of the team is just cleaning up from here. It's just a scout and a demo man. That's we're trying to get the medic. Never sneaking up on them, gets one at least, not the one you'd really want to see though. And Alien is getting hard tonight with ARK, and gladly cleans up of that as well. As there's just one last player unaccounted for, already cleaned up as well. Get Nevo in the end. That will do the job just there, halfway through the map. It might only be a 1-0 lead, but this is fast approaching 2-0 at this rate.
Yeah, there's a couple of nice shots there, particularly Roy Bridgman. At the end of the day, though, they don't get the medic, they don't get Piggles. He's been very, very survivable basically all season, and showing why he is one of the best medics in Prem, and him staying alive. Even though it's taken it quite a while here for MANDEM. Actually, Juxta's been building very, very well, so it's not going to be the largest Uber advantage in the world, but they're looking to move in now from the left.
Yeah, get the gun down pretty quickly. Always nice to see Flank coming late here from the side of MANDEM behind the Uber, trying to get in here once the Uber had taken position, but Flank getting kind of smacked with as well. Big damage by the soldiers, but only trading 2 for 1 in the end. That might not be enough. Uber comes out fine, and he already lost 3, but maybe it's not too late to still salvage this. Really want some damage from the combo, but it looks like Piggles might just about get out of here. Tried to play fast, got the most they could out of this one, but in the end, Strux are still too close to get 100 to make this all work in the short time they had. Not a big issue, they're getting out fine enough that they might as well just getting a second chance out of this one.
Yeah, that was what I was failing to elaborate on earlier. The fact that they didn't get the medic, the good news for the Frenchies was they did delay MANDEM for quite a while, and that did buy themselves enough time to get Juxta up on last, to build that Uber up pretty fast, and they are a bit of an Uber advantage again, but it's going to get closer and closer each time.
See how it goes this time around. Late entry with Uber coming in. Thanks in with this one right away, not delaying this whatsoever. Just getting bombs across the right side where Border starts playing the point. They have to catch this one, but they're so busy with the bombs, they can't get there in time.
Yeah, great distraction. Both soldiers going deep into that right spawn door at the same time. The combo just sat on the point, and 2 scouts on the point. Perhaps very, very quickly the soldiers had overcommitted, over-chasing to those players flooding in from the right-hand side, and no one was there to block.
So far so good for MANDEM after a very frustrating start, I would say. Coming back with some good momentum back to mid. Maybe some more of that. Bomb shots have really made it work, going high again, but don't commit very deep this time around. Demo will just way too weak to actually want to commit too much of anything there as well. Offense defending for now, but take for them to actually start the offense on these mid fights as well at some point. Gonna somehow push these guys into a corner and turn this back around. Let them with the entire time, but they're gonna keep trying. Bombs coming in the second time around to the mid fight. Once again, awkward traitor, but in the meantime, sneaking up. And getting so much damage from Pickles is just not needed for so long. It turns out too long as well. Have to chase there late at the end after the initial damage comes in, and that's just enough time for MANDEM to still clean up afterwards. Will make this work here. I mean, they wanted the medic, they got what they wanted, but not much more than that.
Yeah, Inso was just able to sneak in from behind while everyone was looking at those soldiers coming in. But they denied the soldiers really well. They didn't get too much done with that, but Inso was just powerhouse in the back lines, and there we go. They are going to claim another mid fight. Quite an important one as well, because it's been all MANDEM so far.
Alright, let's see how this turns out. They decided to spawn on critical here to just get the test advantage. I don't know if that will be gonna matter though, because they don't get the time to build this thing. Player going into the back lane, Neville might have the body block there, and it's just about working out. Didn't get counter body block, but he had a scout. Barely gets away with that.
Yeah, Neville was not on the most health there as well. Had to hit a very important shot onto Inso. So it's actually, sorry, Neville's actually been really hitting his shots here. So team overall has, not been taking too many chances, been struggling a little bit overall in the plays here and there, but certainly his aim is on point tonight.
See, that all still went down while Jackson was going down, but also desperate backhand distracts a lot from keeping him alive right now as well, but might still get mid for this one. Fancy going down early, big damage all around. He clean up one scout as well. Don't have anywhere. Bushman trying to flank him early there as well, but might just get called out for it. They're doubling down on this one though. Rons goes behind as well. They really want something out of this one. And they're all looking back, and in the meantime, all the four fences already launched in the second people with the last ditch effort, but really surprisingly smart flank play there. I wouldn't expect Bushman behind to really catch that much attention, but they doubled down on it. It worked quite nicely. Fancy from Thorn immediately going aggressive, not trying to let anyone get in here, spawn camp them whatsoever, gets rewarded for it. For the time being, but as much as it buys them a little bit of time, they need a whole lot of it because Lieber's already here.
No, Bruno on the left isn't going to find anyone to that left spawn for the door, but now they can move across the point. Alien taking out that level 1 sentry gun, and just so much damage on Shay's able to stand on that the little ledge above the point and cuts in. No soldiers were spawned up ready to block, and there we go. We're round back the 4 fence. It's now still 2-1 MANDEM, but maybe momentum is starting to shift.
Maybe so. That was some smart stuff right there, and unlike before, brilliantly executed as well. And if that's all coming together now, it's looking pretty good. Might have been playing defensive pretty much the whole game, including in the mid fights, but I guess it's turning out alright. Let's see if once again, sitting back on mid fights gets rewarded. A little bit of scout engagement there under the point, doesn't get anyone to kill just yet. Setting a bomb in right, Wade is piling around, one from behind, and movement from up top, and they're just completely picking them apart. I guess just letting them expect no one rewards you with when you're pulling out the fast bomb. It works out, maybe late damage to KN. With a huge kill, Boulder cleaning up a little bit more as well. Doesn't make this look like the good win it was looking to be for a second, but it's still a win.
Yeah, I don't really like their position at the end there, the Frenchies. They had a scout, a demo man, and a medic alive, and Alien did a lot of damage getting across point, killing Biggles almost immediately, but then Nevo and Juxta never put themselves in a position where they could absorb that aggression. They were just kind of on top of the bridge looking to walk forward. It was like they weren't really expecting those MANDEM players to recommit onto Juxta, and they lose him because of it, and losing him quite late means Biggles does have a 25% uber advantage here, which they might be able to work with. We'll have to see.
Maybe so. I guess it's not too desperate yet that you really have to on the side of MANDEM. They're still having the lead here. It's still 4 fans having to pressure the issue, which with how slow they played so far might not be the most generous thing, but we've seen just a second ago. They can shift gears pretty nicely if it really comes down to it. MANDEM actually does decide to pop with this one very early. Crossing the coin, but looks like 4 fans was very much anticipating something like that. Gets out nice and ahead of time here. Go back in with a couple of weak players. Want to just make this work with whatever's on the beam, but looks like MANDEM is well aware as well. They missed their mark there with the Uber. Can't get Demon out. Everyone else will be fine. I don't know if 1 kill is really enough for them to want to pursue this any further, though.
No, it doesn't look like they're going to move too fast. They're not allowing Stickies to get up, set up by Fancy, thinking about maybe trying to maneuver one of their soldiers in for a blow. They're actually going to just rotate actually through Toxic. Big bomb in from Ron's, taking the high ground, taking the space in behind. Shay's in as well onto the combo. He's acclaimed. Biggles though goes down. Alien was able to find him in the corner, but they don't have too many players alive. Nevo here, and Jux are just going to have to run back onto mid, or probably back onto their own second just to keep themselves alive, but they do at least have that uber advantage in hand.
4-man strike's not something you see a lot, but I guess it kind of is working out. Going to reclaim the midpoint first. They're waiting for spawners too. It's all taking so long. If they're beating out with most of the spawns, the timing before Piggles is back on the field, and that might just be enough for them to, go back into mid early, but to just make their presence be here before any buffer players can really stop them from getting back in here quick. Looks like they never really lost the midpoint at all. Someone's just going to realize they actually have to cap this thing. I think they forgot about this one. Uh-oh. No, wait, Shay goes back. They almost forgot about this one completely.
Yeah, Piggles still only at 50%. Bridgman is actually going to enter, and everyone is backing up here. They guess still, they can push in with 5 with that threat of the Uber and make it work. Even with that scout stuck back on the midpoint, capping it out. A couple of stickies they have to defuse as they walk in through the shutter, but they're looking to still take it in with Piggles up to 95.
Yeah, I was expecting the 10 we've seen a second ago on the other side, but they're just going quick, getting the waterproof with the kill on Demon and Fancy before the team is ready. Piggles much later Uber, but this has to chase him deep or else they might be in big trouble. Post Uber right now. The heavy has to keep this one together because they're heavily outnumbered. And look at that, they're taking the time to buff up right now as well, and they still will beat out Demon and Fancy. As long as they get 2 kills before those 2 spawn, it might be fine. Into with some great shots there. Trades out one right away. Focus on the heavy now. Eyes on point. They're flooding into that one's hand. Tries to delay this as long as he can, but it's not enough to get the spawners involved. And the 10-second window or so they had is just enough for 4Fence to tie it back up.
Definitely not textbook play there for Fence. Could have respected their opponent's Uber, but no, they did not give a damn. They just went in. There was an Uber up for Piggles, but I don't think it was optimally used. It ended up just being used on a heavy waddling forward from the right spawn, where damage wasn't even coming into him. So maybe if he'd milked a little bit better, it would have worked out for MANDEM, but either way, we're back to even Stevens.
Yeah, suddenly it's looking like a whole different game here for Fence with some momentum in their wings right now as well. 2 in a row. Looks really nice. Different midfight than we've seen before though for Fence. Just all over the point, and MANDEM just on the sidelines here trying to get some position back on the high ground. Not working out well at all though. He will ball their spot very early. Cannot take any position. Bushman behind just preying on their weakness. Sees them in the corner, gets in there from behind, moves them up right away, and just a little bit of left Inso fighting back as much as he can, but he's the only one still alive there. It's not going to be enough to turn it back around as good a scout as he is, maybe. And suddenly, 4Fence might just run away with this one. I don't want to call this too early, but it's at least a good position to get the lead back very late in the game.
This is a big momentum shift. It's only about 5 minutes ago. May I remind you, when MANDEM were 2 rounds up, they were sitting pretty. I think they even had the midpoint as well. And 4Fence they've upped the tempo of the game. They've taken a few more risks, and it's actually working out really, really well for them. And now they still have a large Uber advantage and a chance to put themselves in the lead.
I mean, first of all, they got to actually convert this one here. That is all it comes down to now. This lead needs to be here for the last few minutes to just be sounding so easy. Get themselves on point early, get the gun down as well. Don't kill just yet, and actually one for Alien. They get the tank down right away, but the captain is there already. They're body blocking with all they have. It looks like they're losing their numbers, but no one can block if everyone's just dying to stop them from doing it.
Yeah, we're seeing teams really struggle to hold on to these last points. Every single failed last push, but Swinsu's maybe one early on from MANDEM, but
beginning maybe it was
either way it's been little stuff thus far.
There is still enough time to turn this back around, though 4 minutes is plenty of time as long as you get a good start on mid, I suppose. So MANDEM needs a hot start. The last few good points need some stuff to be desired, but I'm sure they realize as well that's not working. We're going to get something else going here right away. Right, just that. First of all, it's just the medics going down on both sides. Big jumps coming through. Get that much going at least, but once again, not enough with a lot. Baller Inso with 9 shots at the end of it all. Never really weak. 7 HP Inso still tanks one more bullet before Alien has to take him down. And suddenly it's Demo versus Scout. You'd think you know who wins these, but are they even trying to fight each other is the question. I think Alien might know better than this.
Yeah, Alien was kind of caught on the opponent's side of mid as well, so now he's just thought better of it. Probably doesn't want to take Boulder on it, but he knows he can walk in. He knows Boulder's going to be capping on that low ground. Tries to get a little bit of spam down and takes damage for his troubles though. So looks like the Frenchies will have to seed mid this time, but you know, with only 3 minutes left, a round up, they'll be happy to have any kind of situation where it's even Ubers.
If 4Fence uses this map still, they're gonna just lose serious. There's no way they're coming back on this one. If they manage to choke this one, I don't think it's happening. MANDEM needs to close this one out. It's all eyes on them here to defend this fortress they had. Almost secured in grand finals you would expect already, but it's turning out to be a lot harder than that. Taking good position on second, 2 kills going their way. Jackster will use first in this engagement here. And Piggle's holding on for this one for so long as well.
Clutch rocket from Jamul onto Shane just as he got taken out as well. It's going to be a much longer Uber for MANDEM. They're going to just encircle Jackster. They're going to take out Mavo as well. And with only 2 spawns up here for the Frenchies looking to muscle their way into last. Both of the soldiers, Brudgeman and Rons, are the 2 players up, but they're having to deal with a buff Scout, a buff Demoman. Spawners once more in Shay and Alien, but no, KN is too healthy. He's going to jump on the point and going to equalise things up. Offer very nice fight victory there for MANDEM.
If nothing else, MANDEM did look better in the exchanges before, and it's still holding true right now. Those are working out quite nicely. One weakness for Fence. Certainly it hasn't fixed in the last 29 minutes, and it's going to cost them big time right now. Back to a tight scoreline. We might go to overtime, but with 1.5 minutes going as the mid-fight just starts, there's plenty of time to stick it around as long as you just get a good start right away on the mid-fight. Hopefully, full aware of this. You can send everyone in you want and just hope for the best in this one. Get Juxta right away. Big damage coming through all by all of MANDEM. They're losing his thematic, and that might just be enough to still defend this, but still a little bit scary. There's a 4-minute left. MANDEM's gonna make the most of this one.
The control point is being contested.
I believe Inso is weak to cap on the midpoint. Fancy's going to go forward, lockdown second. They don't have too much time to work with, just the minute. Pickle's going to come up on the crit streak as well, so they will have advantages. There's enough time to build that up. There will be one more crits to go before the time runs out.
Alright, building. They know there's not much time at play anymore. This has to be a little hurried. You want to give yourself as much time to think it through as you can. Like, I'm sure they're trying to do exactly that, but can't be slouching now. This has to work. The crit squeak last second might be exactly what they need, but so many times have we seen people struggle with these in the last seconds to hit the shots when they're needed. There's a power up as well. They might have realized actually that there's a crit squeak, just try to get that damage out of their faces here as well. There's the stickies coming through. I don't see much damage just yet coming through anywhere though. Get the scout flash involved. Finally get a kill out of this one. D1 really weak though. Onto the flank. Can't really get much going over there. It's just a 1-for-1 trade any longer, and it's just game over right now. They need to start touching the point. Japka I don't think will have in time, but if they're not on point it doesn't matter.
It's not quite going to come through. They had one opportunity, the crits coming in from the top left, but Fancy couldn't quite find those targets. They're shooting mostly at Pyro, who can always just air blast those stickies away. Got one frag with that flash onto the scout, but that's about all they needed more there, MANDEM, to clinch it. So looks like we'll be going to a golden cap here.
Yeah. We'll see a bit of overtime being played. I mean, for offense, they had to clutch this back. It's almost disappointing from their perspective, I suppose, imagining that it was so close to just being a win right then and there with like no time left on the clock. But if MANDEM's exchanges look a lot better, that's one area that for offense certainly hasn't beat them in so far this match. Maybe they can make that count for the rest of the match, having this knowledge so far, but gotta get that far right away. These mid-fights were a roller coaster, I will say as well. Like, both teams had the hugely dominating ones at various points in the game. There was like 2-3 in a row where MANDEM looked much worse, and then they just bounced back like it's no pressure on them at all. Very strange stuff. Everyone's just trying different things here a lot throughout the game. I guess that makes for an interesting viewing experience on just the mid-fights itself. I'm not sure what you're going to get here with these two rosters, but that raises the question now as well. What are they opting to do on this last potential mid-fight when there's so much at stake now? I mean, MANDEM could just repeat what's been working, but that has been counterplayed once before. Who's to say MANDEM won't be surprised again?
As much as MANDEM did win those last, one or two mid-fights, the important thing was that they were not able to keep Pickles alive. Pickles died very early on a lot of those mid-fights towards the middle and the end of the game, and if you can't keep your medic alive on mid-fights, it is kind of difficult. It's difficult to get too much momentum. Even if you win the fight at the end of the day, you're not going to have that Uber to push last. So maybe they've got to think about maybe bunkering it up, playing a little bit safer, or maybe it's just a case of trust your DM going forward, knowing you're going to trade med for med, and just thinking you can eke out the advantage, and then go through to the next phase. They've been doing all right in the Uber trades in the post Uber fights, so maybe they'll just be happy to make the mid fights very, very scrappy.
All right, the players have a minute left and the game will start, and we'll see who wins map 1 on this one. One thing's for sure already, after yesterday's performance, being thrown for a loop in a matchup that looked a lot more convincing than last time we've seen these two teams play, MANDEM's not coming out of this one unscathed, even if they were to make it the whole distance here. For fans, certainly looking about the best they have so far this season, maybe disregarding the first 10 minutes of the game, I suppose, where, they weren't really playing the game. It was just MANDEM trying the hardest into last, and yes, for fans still held it all together for the most part, but, the moment they were, allowed to go on the offense a bit more, if not allowed themselves, I guess, to take some chances as well, in some ways, chasing a bit more, it looked pretty alright. So, I mean, I guess there's no better time to play the best games you can, right at the end.
Yeah, I definitely think that middle phase, one of the differences was Fancy was under a lot more pressure than he had been the rest of it. But either way, we're on to the golden cap here for this first map of Reckoner Offense staying in the blue, facing off against MANDEM in the red in what will be a very, very important mid-fight for the course of this game.
Yeah, do not be fooled by the timer. They only have 15 minutes instead of 30. It looks like someone forgot to change something there, but I'm sure we'll get ahead of that by the time it becomes a matter here. As the bombs are coming in, Ron's just getting completely stopped mid-air. Devo not with much luck either though. Both teams just losing one right away. How do you play this on 5v5 now is the question. Bushman's bomb's not really cutting it there either. Big damage by the scouts. Bomb behind as well. MANDEM taking this over the point and KN trying to clean up here in the end. Down lead, but without heals, they're just starving for resources now on the French side. 4 Fens running out of players without any beam attached to anyone. Can't live there forever. MANDEM's running away with this one and with advantage from here. This is maybe just exactly it as well.
Yeah, very different mid-fight to the ones that have been played recently. Neither team super committing hard, neither team getting their demos particularly aggressive across the point, just, you know, baiting bombs coming in from all soldiers all over the place, turning heads. Eventually enough space was made that Kane was able to smuggle his way in. They take out Juxta and that allows Piggles to have this chunky Uber advantage that, you know, with no fighting on second, they're going to have a free push into last.
Yeah, because if there's only 15 or 30 minutes, if they just win this in like 2 at this point, I suppose he was coming in already. The gun's not stopping anyone at all, getting themselves to point already. Juxta so far away from having Uber trap come up as well. And the captains, two people for that now. Border walked over by a soldier and the scout as well, and they just tried a little bit too much to sneak away the cap time without the damage to really back it up in the end.
No pressure onto the soldiers either as well. The Regiment and Rons were just able to bomb the point as the cap time came in. It's very scattered, very separated. Not enough, you know, aggression down to either the spawn doors, and even Fancy this time wasn't able to find himself in a good position. So the scout just steps on the captains and really sold out by the rest of his team.
Demo venting the mid, surprises at least. Now looking for traps, but not for soldier hiding. It's a trade in the end. Slowing things down might just be exactly what they need though, right? Trading while down on Ubers. Maybe just fine. Ubers in though, that man's getting a little bit ahead of a little bit, just enough so to get caught early. Doesn't matter. It took so long to deny all of this. Alien's done with it. Man's just jumping in, getting space while the rest of the team slowly gets the rest of the entry going. Works out just fine. Momentum denied, like I said, the trades were not that bad for MANDEM in the end. Here, going 1 down each just means they're stalling forever until they're actually getting mid momentum. At this point, Uber advantage is just gone.
Yeah, I do wonder if MANDEM could have maybe taken a little bit more of a risk there, stayed in a little bit closer. They were, you know, very close to that Uber, so... And they do give up mid, not an ideal scenario for them. It looks like the timer is now corrected. We are down to these last 12 minutes, but yeah, Frenchies will be happy. Claiming mid just about, despite slightly awkward entry, and now they're the ones setting the pace. They're the ones thinking about what kind of sack they want to play, how they want to break this second point open, how they want to maybe force Piggles, maybe drop Piggles, maybe just go for a trade and refight off the back of it.
See, they brought it back this much here. There's the bombs coming through already, just looking for the medic. Piggles hits. Oh, it gets hit by both in the end. No respect for the soldier. They're getting their own bombs involved as well, but Juxta sitting on a pack while it's happening in no danger whatsoever. And this might be, as so common with Medic, the one costly mistake that just will stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it was a beautiful first rocket from Ron's, just headshotting Piggles down into the ground. I think Piggles probably just thought there was enough space between him and that French soldier that he could milk it, but either way he gets punished for it. Now that Uber's in, there's cap time in already from Nevo. Alien's able to take out the gun. There's a heavy they've got to deal with on the left. There's still a demo man on the right. He's did a very good job playing in that spot or switching off. Actually, taking out Nevo as well. It's now Captain Shays running in. They're trying to make it work, but I think Fancy's just about enough. He's going to have to duel with Alien here. Piggles doing his best to stand on the point, but no. Jackson, Alien, run in. Fancy launching the air. There we go.
Yeah.
The offense taking the first map.
The upset might just be happening. 4 Fens clutching this one out. They almost choked it in regular time, mind you, as well, but didn't give up. And I guess this gold cavalry was just a microcosm of what we seen in the beginning, right? MANDEM with all the momentum to start with, but after a little bit of messing up on last, it's just enough 4 Fens has going for them to bring it all the way back. And that is the, I think, first map by seeding in playoffs so far this season that has not gone according to plan. So 4 Fens already breaking expectations here a little bit, but
that can't be right. MANDEM were top seeds going in.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot about that. You know, excuse me, Witness looked really good. I forgot about that almost. In that case, yeah, they did nothing special. This is just an update in the office for them, I guess.
It is now a third straight map loss for MANDEM in playoffs after winning all of their maps in regular season.
Yeah, that is not a good look, and I mean, the only way they can come back from this is if they just do not lose anything for the rest of at least this match, right? It's only best of 3, you only have so many maps to play with here as well. Gotta bounce back quick, and I guess if any map helps you play quick, maybe Product will be the one. Certainly will be a very different game. 4 fans can't just sit there for the first 15 minutes and just defend. Gotta take initiative a lot sooner. Although, that being said, I guess when they started taking initiative, it looked pretty good, so maybe they're just forcing luck upon them at this rate.
Yeah, I think MANDEM have looked pretty good on Koth throughout the season. From what I've seen, they've looked definitely a step above everyone other than maybe Witness. Did see 4 fence earlier on this map earlier on in the season. They did take on Witness. They lost that Product game, but it wasn't as stompy as maybe you would expect. So maybe there's good news for 4 fence. It's a little bit weird. Witness took a little bit of time to get going in that game. But I guess we'll have to see. It's going to be... There is always that option of the Shay sniper as well, so a lot of kind of factors coming into play now we're onto a different game mode.
I gotta wonder if they're even considering the Demo sniper for this one. As you said, usually the soldier's not entirely known for sniping. SKN does play hitscan occasionally, but even then, rare to see either of them snipe all that much. With Demo, you have the option now, but it's something the team just doesn't really do a whole lot. From what I can tell, it's a strange option to consider, but I guess if we're really getting down bad, there's still a little bit of an X factor here with Demo tonight. If it really comes down to that one, it's going to be a very strange one for sure.
Yeah, just quickly, briefly looking at these logs, not really an awful amount of sense. Like Shay actually did very well, given he was on the flank scout, given he was, wasn't natural flank scout territory. There was, first 15 minutes very slow. Probably the second 15 minutes maybe is where he got most of his frags, but decent showing overall. But yeah, apart from that, very close to the two teams.
It always throws me for a loop just how Pocket Soldier can play sometimes with this team as well. Because it's not something you see like a ton these days anymore at the top. It happens every once in a while when a team just really wants to do it, but compared to like the mid-2010s where it was very common, right? It's kind of fallen by the wayside of the meta a long time ago, ever since at the very least the scout speed change for medic happened. Just scouts took beam a lot more than the Pocket Soldier usually. Sometimes we see 2 roamers effectively on team, but they put their faith in that all season, and I guess that's not a new thing for Kane. He usually often plays that heavy pocket role in teams in the past as well, and it's gotten him this far. I don't know, obviously on product, that priority will be a little bit lowered on him, I suppose, as well. You do have to just play aggressively off the beam a lot more here on this map, I suppose, but even then, it just has shown last time we've seen him play here as well, how differently they want to approach things a little bit. It's been obviously working so far, but needs a big change right now. 4 fans looking clutch, like you said, have been looking fairly respectable despite losses on this map before as well. Everyone's just taking a quick breather for the map. They just played one hell of a game here. Can't blame them for taking a minute.
Yeah, one of the things they really struggled with against Witness were as soon as Witness worked out how 4 fence were playing, their soldiers like started going behind a lot. Pappy and Sil were just... They were spreading out really wide. One of them was going cliff a lot. One of them was going behind on the flank, and they always had those 2 soldiers in behind, and that was a real issue for 4 fence. They really struggled with that. Whenever everything was just in front of them, whenever they were having to take straight fights, whenever they were just scrapping over the point, the Frenchies were very comfortable on this map. But it'd be interesting to see. It was a long time ago. Things have changed. Rons has come in, and whether MANDEM will even be able to kind of utilize that, whether they have really... They probably won't have been watching too many 4 fence demos, I imagine. If any demos though have been watching, it would have been Witness, surely.
Yeah, that was, I would imagine, the expectations going into this as well. I believe even in scrim results, 4 fans has struggled winning anything against them. They might have here and there, maybe, but like consistently, it's been MANDEM ahead there as well. So even in as little as scrims might matter to some people, anytime they did see each other in any games they played, it looked pretty good for MANDEM all around. But like I said, you just got to clutch up when it matters the most. And Frenchies showing that big time right now, really making this one count. And I said all season, right? They were always like between these three teams. One of the Shuans, I think, 4 players guaranteed. Didn't end up being all that close for the position there as well, and that quality ahead of everyone else they had maybe just gets finally turned into just the quality up to par with the rest of the top dogs as well. I mean, the side of 4 fans has changed roster a decent bit around each season, I suppose, compared to when they started getting into Prem, but the people stuck around just really slowly but steadily, just improving to this level is, if nothing else, already very impressive to see, regardless of how this match ends up going at the end.
Yeah, it's really nice to see a competitive game because, as we said at the start, there was a definite chance this would be, a bit of a stomp, a bit of a roll. But here we are. It's a really big crunch time here for MANDEM. A map down against 4 fans going into the second map of product. MANDEM want to take themselves into the grand final. They have to get the config right, I guess.
So, you can watch this mid-fight just know it won't matter. Of course they won't. Hey, at least the timer was back to 30 minutes and not 15, so that was technically kind of correct. Either way, we're going live now with map to Cov product. It is big change of pace from Reckoner. Now it's King of the Hill time. Both teams look pretty decent on it, but MANDEM, much like the rest of everything else they've been doing this season, just looked a bit better on this map before. Still, though, can't underrate how good offense looked when they played against Witness Gaming, even if it was a loss, and just the energy they need here. Just see where they played before, improve from there as it goes. No snipers inside just yet. Still, fighting these mid fight despite that.
Yeah, they're very passive at the moment. My friend is just not wanted anyone to go in behind and wanted to deal with any threat of soldiers. And now it's going to be Budgeman making the space, but immediately jumps into K and eats a rocket through his troubles, cleaned up by Boulder. And with them losing Alien as well, the French is just going to have to back themselves out of there, keep themselves back in the fight. They've built an Uber up here, but 2 men down, not an ideal scenario. Even, thinking about fighting the point with no demo man is pretty much not on the cards.
Yeah, Ron stuck behind as well, so they really only had 3 people on the beam there as well. Trying to play hide and seek in the back while the combos coming in, but needs to be quick on this one. The nice Dean will still spawn entrance a little bit as the rest of the teams coming in. Tries some heads for sure, makes entrance a little bit cleaner, and of course he gets back in time as well. Nothing lost, I suppose, in that bank there in the end, but still a lot to gain. Haven't camped yet. He was not off. He was taking a lot of damage though. Can't force yet though. They're not in any good position to take the fight yet. They want to actually go much further, and with Boulder going down as well. Even that option is getting worse and worse by the second, but they're deciding to just send the scout in deep, take the force here, not let them cap it. It gets them a lot of time if nothing else, but I don't know if they're going to have the staying power for this fight.
Jumps are coming in to try and continue the block, but Optimal and Inso both commit correctly. Cap is going to go in. Brodgerman's found himself some space. He's going to try to shoot down Boulder. Fancy's in an awkward situation, having to fight duel against Che, who made his way in through the other side as well, through that flank. But with Che going down, maybe now an opportunity with Fancy just ploughing forward, finds him some space, no stickies to lock him out, and MANDEM are back on the push.
That's certainly something I just remembered as well about how the product game against Witness looked like for fans. There was like so many options for Shade to flank behind, and they always took it. Always going behind when there was an opportunity to just send the scout in deep. And not letting it happen here is obviously a good start, but they gotta keep the eyes out for this one because I'm sure we'll see the opportunity arise once again here. For now though, MANDEM still stays ahead on the timer. Gets an attempt at a cliff hold as well. Forcing back to spawn early, not ending as quickly as they would like. The nice fight ends kind of evenly, and they're losing space off in the end of this soldier trade. Offense can't really afford to lose much time approaching the point yet again. They need to get this thing back into the first of all on the clock. That's still a while away, so the first recap happening here would help a lot right now. But once again, it's coming down to the Ubers and how they go. And last we see last map, quick changes with Command already starting off with a good one just here. This time around, letting them cap first, probably just them being a second later compared to what they actually wanted to have happen, but they're getting immediately rewarded anyway. Alien off the beam, instantly one down in it to a fate. They just don't really have great numbers anymore. Try to make up for it on the flank. Evo down early, and that might just work out still.
Yeah, they're trying to take the fight with that pick onto Alien, but actually Inso's going to get claimed as well. Now suddenly it's the Frenchies who have the number advantage. Fancy core as well, but looks like Piggles will smuggle himself out of there. Cap very, very much back and forth. Frenchies have some position. They have that crucial demo pick now, and a forward hold is going to go up for the first time.
Yeah, looks like And getting the full thing set up here as well. Looks like MANDEM on the flip side as well. Very professional. Sent the Pyron right away. Bomb as well. And their thing is very fast and useful for how much they want to commit to this while there's bombs coming their way. Giving up a lot of space early. Monster able to clean up a little bit. Gets body blocked in the end. Though it's classic B-ball strategies coming out to deny the soldiers momentum out of that position. Trading out Ron still makes this a lot better towards point. After all, Debo basically spawned up already. And Ron still gone for another 10 seconds. So winning for that kill works out brilliantly. Just gonna actually clean the cap. In the meantime, though, this forward was still lasting long enough to get more fence and believe on the timer. And as the time goes on to be incredibly low, that this matters more and more.
Yeah, in such a tight game like this, it's a great initiative to set up that forward hold up. Not a very large advantage, but now that Uber's coming in for MANDEM, they're chasing it. It's going to be a longer Uber by the Frenchies, but will never be able to chase anyone down. He's looking to take Boulder, but he doesn't have enough scouting shots. Everyone else has run back. A big shot onto Jux is going to force him to surf out of there, get himself back into spawn, and MANDEM have control back of the point with the medic being forced out there for the Frenchies.
Yeah, the tiniest Uber advantage for Pickles. They try to make small advantages work before, and on a map like Product, I feel like that's a lot easier. A lot of time you're just banging each other down from across a small point, so gotta keep your eyes open on that one for fence and not get caught by surprise. For now, that's a lot of other things to be catching your eyes on, because the flag is trying to play really, really aggressive, and it's really not working as well. Both soldiers going down, Scout Flag to live here. That's good news in many ways, because at least they still have Scout for the rest of the fight, so you think anyway, but Shane Ammo just walking away in, so take one more player down. The point back here just before they would lose the lead they have on the clock. Get Fancy forcibly removed from anywhere outside spawn as well, and they want to forward hold again, and maybe that's just all they need to win a run. So 30 seconds left, not a lot of time to recover right now. Send a bomb in deep from main. Demo strike his hardest, but just, never mind. 3v1 still gets one out of this anyway.
Was very, very low, eventually taken out.
How did he live so long?
3 players down now by the Frenchies. Shea, Bridgman and Ron's all in the respawn queue. They do have Uber ready to go. They can trade this out when they want to go. He's popped out onto Nevo. He's going to chase. Going to go into Fancy as well. Don't think a flash is going to come out into Fancy in time. Just one more shot is surely going to clean him up. Not too many players for MANDEM to chase. They're going to have to rely on maybe taking Juxta or Nevo out in the post scenario, but we are into a pause here.
That's something I was about to ask between maps, but forgot about it. If Horns does happen to have time to play before Grand Finals, it's like someone doing this match, do you think they would tag him in last second? Be it here or in a potential map 3, I guess, as well. Or would they just, like, keep Demo, like, in a match that he's actively playing, not get Horns in, like, completely cold, basically?
I would probably lean towards them bringing Haunts in, unless they thought, he was super not warmed up, unless that's like a big deal for him. Because just having a player that you've played with the whole season, I mean, they've had a very consistent roster the whole season, particularly, on a map like Product as well. Having to have a player Merc and Product, not ideal. Every team plays it a little bit differently, is a different game mode. It does just put uncertainty in your mind, and if one of your players is not on the same page on a Koth map, it makes a much, much larger difference than it does on Foxy B.
Well, he said that. It looks like they listened. There's going to be a surprise cameo appearance here in a minute, but that's not for a little while now after the pause ends just now, and the round will continue in overtime for fans. MANDEM in point control. Not much of a do-bad, but still very much doable. You really gotta just win like a straight up brawl over the point though, and there's still enough time to get some movers involved as well if it really comes down to it. Not like Forfans has the best angle to take the Uber fight from as well though, because you can't really get much cap while this Uber just denying you from doing anything on the cap. So you really want to get something started well before that's the case.
Only 20 seconds to make it work. Pickles has taken a lot of damage just from spam across the point. Demo's it behind. It's a beautiful shot onto Alien. It's going to take that double out. That's going to allow Fancy to go forward to lock stuff down. Just 10 seconds. One more attempt by the Frenchies to put themselves on the point. Cap time coming in from Nevo. Fancy's just got sticky after sticky. On top of the drop comes in. Big bomb onto Pickles. Taken out by Rons. Uber is out for the blue side for the Frenchies. It's double overtime. Bomb comes in from Demo. It's not going to be enough. The French stand on the point, cap it out, and take the first round.
Oh, and there it is, Chad. Suddenly there will be one less French person on the server. Might still say Demo for a couple seconds here, but do not mind that too much. It is going to be Horns, I believe, from here on out now in a moment. There is the pause. Horns is in. Up the numbers of Portuguese players to a pad of 1, but still just late the entry to mid a little bit.
Yeah, and you'd hope with their main coming back in, they'll have a little bit more synergy. Very, very close first round, but important drop coming in from Pickles, sadly costing his team. Both teams a bit cautious once more on this mid-fight. No one looking to step out of line at all. Just skirmishing here and there. KN goes in, but does get taken out. Haunts is claimed as well. Inso on the point, quite low. Might get chased as well, and MANDEM are going to have to run back tail between their legs. No soldiers, no forward momentum, and Frenchies just defensively strong, defensively sound, so all of players are behind their own rock, and they're going to claim that first cap.
Yeah, okay, well, the player change helps a lot, getting this first midfield under wraps a little bit easier than otherwise, but let's see if Horns can pull his weight here, coming in last second, basically. And Salvage is not looking so great. Kane already doing pretty much great damage there on the department, just can't clean anyone up. Might not matter that much. We're getting lots of position on the point. Would delay the spawners a little bit just now, but be numbers down as well, but Ron's just now coming through big behind bomb by Pushman. Can't forget Victor landing up top. Takes a lot of damage for it, and maybe too much so to really do much of anything with the distraction here. That gets them some time, I guess, and already being ahead by almost a minute. Anymore, it's not that bad, I guess, but the repush will just probably still happen, you'd think. So anyway, never mind. The scout once again just railed the gun down into. Captain says another nice quick kill, and this captain is just so slowly proceeding for MANDEM that they've lost a whole minute before they even get their first cap.
Yeah, I thought Brutchman's bomb was not the best. He took so much damage early on, but nice ring around the Rosie. It's bought so much time, and look how long it's taken MANDEM to walk back onto the cap. They had this 80% cap for quite a while, but that's an extra 30 seconds that the Frenchies have bought themselves off. Inso's going to get taken out as well. Pickles has milked very, very long, but he's dropped a couple of players where there's going to be no fancy, no Inso in. This is a bombing from Ron's. Nice little milk once more by Pickles, so they still have that Uber in hand. KN is still a menace in that China position, and we'll see if MANDEM look to take this Uber forward or not.
And great damage by the soldiers there at the end. The lace is holding by quite a bit, but it's really just coming down to how they play around Pickles. Zuba just now as well. They have all the threat in their hands. Who uses pretty early, and that might just be enough right now. Alien might get the exit as well, and that's really far back already with scout speed as well, so hard time catching up with any of this, and offense is getting away with just about unscathed. Medic gets the demo man, and it's basically go time already. Just is still far away from him and Uber, but they don't want to stay off point for too long. They already lost so much time. Almost back even at this rate. And first stay on point for MANDEM makes up for anything that went wrong for us now in this game, and that looks like it's good enough as well. Huge bombs coming through for the Sons of Horns and KN, maybe tagging him in. Was worth it after all.
It's beautiful sync from the bombs going forward. Horns is still alive, just about. Claims Ron's as well before going down. They did commit a lot of players for that MANDEM. Both the scouts went down in that ensuing chaos as well. So that has allowed the Frenchies to get a little bit more time, a little bit more cap in their favour. But Pickles now has a bit of an advantage, and MANDEM able to muscle onto the point too.
Alright, quick trade off the point, nothing much on terms of time to gain or lost there in the end. Sniper coming out, you were talking about it, and Shay is trying to deliver at least. Let's see if MANDEM's prepared for it. We didn't see too much sniping, I think, this Prem season on this map. But you gotta have these, you can't get too surprised by one sniper team all of a sudden showing up out of nowhere. Big damage, they're just peeking so deep and just getting completely surrounded for it though.
Yeah, they stayed so far forward in their opponent's main. But Pickles was just caught on the low ground. Both soldiers playing out from house, just landing on top of him, taking him out, and now Frenchies can just get the respawns, they can get their heals, and get the Uber as well, ready to go as well. Just have to deal with this demo man. Stickers on point are decked. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Just going to walk back on the point. A little bit of a time advantage here from MANDEM. Big bombs coming in now. Gets a very, very early force out. No risk taken from Jetstar. Just one rocket onto him was enough to force it out, but that's 3 players down for the force.
There we go. That stems bleeding quite a bit. They will still lose enough time to call this even on the clock here. A minute left each. As it goes, Pickles still doesn't have caught yet as well, makes getting out of spawn a little bit less threatening until you do. But we've seen for Fan be very happy to give the space on Soto. They just want a bit of time on this one and leave early, not risk too much like some other teams might want to commit to. But for now, look at results for Soto's really weak. Get one already, might get their own out as well just in time. Sending another one in actually as well. Rons takes the place of Bushman going in deep. Lots of damage out of this one. Can't quite find the kill they were looking for. Pegos still has the Uber up and running, coming towards points. 20 seconds lead for 4 fans. Little time on the other side. They can get something good now. Just make this round the clean sweep from here. But they're not getting anything quick enough that just will have time to get the Uber well before the cap comes through actually. And they have time to exchange for this one while still in point control.
Yeah, Leading and Budgeman doing a good job just spamming the point, making it difficult for Mandem to stand. You can see all of them are quite weak, other than Pigos. Pigos is healthy, but no one else has a buff on his team. They're going to have to pop out. They've already lost Inso. And it's just a case of having to flash play after play just to keep them alive in this fight.
Alright, we'll see what this pause brings this time. I would like to cheat and just tell you what's going on with the pause, but I actually do not know. Last time I could tell you who's joining Leaving the server, I don't see anything just yet. I don't see anyone even saying they wanted to pause, which I think technically against the rules, but let's ignore that for a good game. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see and find out what this one was this time around. I mean, you would imagine this time it's for the Frenchies, I suppose, right? Seeing as, you know, the other team already paused once, surely they wouldn't do it again. And it's just the Frenchies needing to sort something out. Preferably not actually having to also swap someone. That's always a nightmare scenario for anyone involved. Having to just like wait out a short lag spike might be about as generous as it goes with pauses as well. And worst of all, I guess, if Smedic's timing out in these situations, right? Especially on product, almost impossible to recover from. So let's just hope for the best here for both teams.
I'd assume Hornets missed the earlier map due to a timing issue rather than
It was early, I guess.
lagging or anything like that. That would, you know, that would be the worry that if Hornets does have issues that they're recurring, they have to swap them all back in. Wouldn't be an ideal scenario, but yeah, possibly attack pause. But yeah, so far the Frenchies, they, to be honest, been outmaneuvering Mandem on this map.
Yeah, it's been a lot closer this round, I would say as well, right? I mean, after all, the engagement here started with about a minute left each. But like, there's just been a few key engagements that look really good. I do like how like passive the forward holds are actually as well. Obviously, there's a lot more time you could get if you really try your hardest. They just want a little bit of chip time here and there, and then just go back point, make still a good effort on it on the actual cap itself, and going into what we're seeing right here actually worked it pretty nicely, right? They got still a relatively doable exchange at the back of admittedly pretty short forward hold, and that still adds up to a lot of time every single time they get there, so works out quite nicely. Kind of strange to now think that maybe Bagel is turning onto the map with a forward hold, so the stronger one of these two, but I guess it's just really down to how teams want to approach them.
Yeah, I think Forfen's just not really taking too many risks on the forward hold, but the crucial thing is they are setting it up with only small advantages. Here we go, Unpause does come in, it's going to be an Uber exchange across the point, all those weak players on Mandem thinking about being chased, but actually Juxta is smashed by Fancy Stickies, and now it's the Frenchies who don't have the heals, don't have too much health on their hands as well. Both scouts, Shay and Never, going to try and chase Fancy down, but he will live, he will preserve his life, and now Heels and Pickles can go back
Shay
onto
from
the
the
point.
back gets the Devilman right away. Brilliant stuff, just waiting behind for so long. And mind you, still is there, like I said, if this guy finds an option to go behind on this map, we will do it, no doubt. Find him luckily early enough before the next engagement starts, but again, this is just there, going to this point. Mandem has to desperately defend this into these last few seconds of the game. Overtime is already upon them here. Can't have much of a choice about the matter anymore. Offense goes points, so do they have to. And the damage is good enough for offense. Should get away with it every time. Some of the captain can already run bomb the medic. Brilliant stuff right there. Catch KN in the meantime as well. And now once again, just leaving some point. Big damage coming up with the rest of the team though. Mandem not getting down for the fight. Getting nice clean up there. Juxta dying again, mind you, as well. But who's left on Mandem? They're on point. They have bad spawns. They're all gone for like 10 more seconds now if they die.
Yeah, decent collapse from Mandem, but they only have 2 alive. Now it's just Fancy on the sliver of 6 HP. Shay pulled it. Fancy's having to jump in, just having taken that back to try and block. None of the other spawns can get there in time, and now Forfence are 1 round away from a grand final spot.
Yeah, Mandem undefeated this entire season and suddenly just brought to match point on the hands of a team that they looked so easily beatable in comparison to just a few weeks ago, but for fans really stepping it up big time for playoffs, and they only need one more. MANDEM in the hot seat now, they can't make any mistakes anymore.
Have to see if they have any way through this mid as well, just this wall, this sponge that four fences are just putting up. Everyone playing high ground positions and Alien just spamming and spamming and spamming. It's going to be KN looking to make stuff happen. He's followed in by Horns. Nice rock onto Butchman. Juxters hit low as well. Has to surf out of there with the health is very much MANDEM's favour. The scouts are going to muscle onto the point. They're going to find a way through. The soldiers just sinking up to find a way in.
Alright, just settled for the mid-fight. MANDEM's getting it on top. That's a bit of lead on time, of course, but not a long stay on point here at all. Just for fans. What away if Lieber can take the exchange right away. Once again, playing with some people from behind. Goodman can't find much in the backline, so this one disappears right away. Let the rest of the fight result in a standard 6-on-6 heads-up battle here over the cap itself. Not much Kaplan from offensive. They have to bleeding on the timer pretty bad from this first cap. No, not getting hold of Kaplan yet. Eva bombs across by the soldiers. KN turning like 3 people around, and it's just causing the man to get completely sidelined by 4 fans. Leaving Juxta unattended for just a second, instantly taken down. It's been maybe winning round just a second ago, but Juxta not having a good time the last few minutes.
Yeah, Boulder just found his way in. Found Juxta caught. It's a little bit over the too far forward, a little bit ahead of his team as they had kited back to chase that soldier behind. Very awkward scenario for Juxta, but he is taken out, and now Pigos has an advantage and no time off the clock thus far for the Frenchies.
Alright, there we go, bombs across, they want to see out of the equation. Alien with 1 pipe already was also the damage, a little bit more Pickles were needed. And there we go, the pipe connects. Exactly what they were looking for. Almost frustrating to see not getting anyone else considering how weak they are, but whatever the case, they get exactly what they wanted. Now you just got to execute this round and kind of just a runaway hit for MANDEM so far. Already half their timer down. Any more of this and they're just going to get themselves at least the first round of the map.
Yeah, suddenly the pressure is starting to cook a little bit for the French. Nevers get picked up by a sticky trap as well. Kayan's into that China spot behind. Onto another nice bomb. Beautiful little surf from Juxta. Keeps himself alive and now has to worry about Fancy ploughing himself forward, trying to find the last little bit of damage down on Juxta. That will be enough to either drop him or force him out. But no, milked very nicely by the French medic, and now they'll walk onto the point with this Uber still ready to go.
Fancy once again just going in late, trying to get the force out, but the scouts just far enough ahead of the medic. Eat all the pipes with no splash connecting to Juxta behind them. Gets the point back. This is the first cap they have this round, and they're far behind right now. 40 seconds left on MANDEM. This has to be one hell of a round now for the side of for fans. Forward this time around, not lasting any time at all. Just getting out of cliffside spawn right away. Not of course maybe, but certainly with this ball position back the way they would like to see it. With Shay going down to a Bushman weak. There's not much they can choose to do on 4 fans, other than either go back, quick, or Uber, and they don't want to do one of those options, at least not for the longest time just now. MANDEM, however, forces it upon them. The Uber charge used on both sides. It's kind of used like alongside each other, kind of using away from each other's flashes there. Try to chase on some flank players, that gets much in the end though. There are a couple of weak players on the French side, so he feels badly in the scout before beam time here, both taking a lot of damage right afterwards. MANDEM looking like they're rotating damage nicely, but they're just not cleaning up anyone.
Rons steals in. A nice little initial bomb by Butchman made a bit of space. Rons was able to find himself, lands on top of Pickles. He was trying to kite it deep, and a perfect rockets from Rons takes out the medic. And now the Frenchies, despite the time being against them still for quite a while, have control back at the point, have a little bit of positional advantage as well as that Uber advantage in hand as well.
Here we go, bombs across, they just want some good damage out of this one right away. Fancy Horns cleaning up the kills in the end. 2 down already. No good for Juxta just yet, they don't have the safety net, but Lieber does MANDEM, and they're taking concerning amounts of damage there on the hands of the double man. Just need to clean up, but Neville's getting ahead of themselves. Can't quite get the kills at the end of it all. Will go down. Pickles at least still alive throughout all of this. Haven't capped yet either, wanting to not delay anyone here for as much as they can. But Fancy trying to buy themselves space. That's just a bit out of line. Will go down. Juxta has Uber now. Pickles still not there yet. They might just get the point back before they even have a chance to reply. The Uber
Yeah, much easier now for Forfence just to stand on the point, not having to worry about that demo man spam. There are both of those soldiers out the equation. Boulder's thinking about taking that Uber into block. They're waiting on it. Good pop there, just enough to block. Pickle's actually going to stand on the point. Means they can't chase super deep, can't get anything down onto Shea, but it does by themselves. A good 8 seconds there.
Okay, they brought this back so far. Horns goes down as well. Didn't play very good for Uber on Forfence. Just knew they couldn't get away with Captain doing Uber charge there as well. Playing this all the way into overtime right now, not rushing anything. This round takes 6 minutes. So weird. They have all the time in the world as long as they make this last minute count.
Yeah, dead even Ubers this time. Sticky's up for Alien Smiley Bitches. One successful push by MANDEM will bring them back into the game. Thinking about how they want to approach it, getting players buffed up, not making too many risks, not making too many plays at the moment. Now Kane's going in behind, immediately followed by Haunts, both in behind. Now Haunts lands on top of Juxta, takes him out. Perfect bomb, perfect landing, perfect result. No medic now. Levo is pretty much destroyed as well. Mandro is a walk up to the point and ring around back.
Good clutch by MANDEM. Putting it all together in overtime as well. Powerful position to play on. The opponent just have to respect the cap time any step of the way. We'll get them finally around in the game here. But it's still a far cry from being enough. Forfence almost brought this back actually. That was 3-minute comeback they were forced to make, and they got 220 into that. So still concerning levels of a close game in the end on the side of MANDEM that they need to overcome. This is maybe, however, finally a step in the right direction. See how this fight goes here. So MANDEM got away with a big lead this last round. Now one of those would be tremendous. They're trying to do some of the things to get in behind this new game, but can't get much out of this time round. It leads to Alien dying, but 2-for-1 might still not be worth it at all.
Yeah, and Inso couldn't quite clean up that frag either as well. Got one of the scouts very, very low, but now they've lost 3 players. They are getting very, very close, and that's going to buy themselves some time because it's going to be a while before that fades back. And despite all the position here the Frenchies have, only now are they starting to get the cap in, and MANDEM are already looking to recommit for a contestant here.
Yeah, it's gonna try and delay this whole thing a lot longer. Unlike last time though, when the Ubers started coming out, there's no point cap yet. MANDEM doesn't benefit of this as much as they would have before. The timer's not ticking down. Kane goes down later. Might not benefit of this one at all. Fan caught as well. Big damage from point, but Jack caught him in crossfire so much that there's hunting down the medic. Once again, just trying to prey on this med more than the damage classes, and it's been working out the last few minutes here as well. It might still end though before fans getting the first cap timer. So on a map like, you know, Ragnar that we've just seen, getting away with a mid-win by letting them cap a U advantage is usually fine if you are just decent at a re-entry into the point. It does still lose you valuable time on this map, so not quite as flawless an idea to go for on this map.
Now that Hordes is in this server, you can see the much, much greater sig the 2 soldiers for MANDEM have. There's an attempt onto Pickles thinking about maybe a sack, committing everywhere. Rons now is going to find 1 frag. They're losing a lot of players forward. The Frenchies are looking to go forward. Butchman's taken out as well. Juxta is kind of caught in no man's land. They're super committing, wanting to get something onto Pickles, but at the end of the day, very, very unfocused push there by the Frenchies. They have a little bit of time for their troubles, but now a big advantage and maybe a forward hold for MANDEM.
Yeah, it really has been a weakness getting exploited right now. They keep finding these ways to get to Juxta that Forfence is just allowing to happen. And it's been giving Forfence a lot of troubles to just keep their med alive the last few minutes now into this game. Hold instead of match for 117 this before, but it's ended pretty quickly there as well. Sending the soldiers in deep, get rewarded with a 2-for-2 trade. Doesn't sound that trade in theory, even practice. It's plenty enough right now to be a better spawn. Last effort on the medic. Pickles does get away with it. Oh, he doesn't, never mind. There's a scout doubling down on it. Perfect timing. They already were starting to walk forward again because I guess the sack wave's over. Little did they know.
Yeah, the previous sack wave was not the best by any means, but that was a lot better. They already got a lot of damage down onto Pickles, and that was why Never was able to commit, or was it Shake was able to commit super deep. But we're going to see Boulder come up on the Australian sharpshooter class.
Yeah, desperate times. For desperate measures, they feel like it's necessary here to turn to point a little bit. Doesn't mean much just yet though if the shots don't hit, but looks like they will. Gets one right away. Shay goes down. It's a 70 points lead. They want Pickles to die. They're getting their wish granted, I suppose, but I don't think Jackson did this one either. They might be trying a little bit too hard to kill the medic there, and that's all they're gonna get. And it might be still happening with MANDEM on point, and if that sack wave doesn't get you a good position from there, then what was the point of it all?
Yeah, I mean, Jugster went so low, it was basically forced because of it. They did commit just everyone super deep, but I think it was smart from MANDEM to rather than just blob around their medic and, you know, really commit to keeping Pickles alive, they just went forward and make sure they took out Jugster. The Frenchies are trying to make it work with slightly better spawns, but maybe the time isn't even working in their favour now. Kane's going to get taken out, but Shade's traded out for that. Haunts is having to dodge and dive away from so much incoming damage. He's bought a decent amount of time for his team, bought a lot of space, but now Bridgman is thinking about going in behind, and so he's picked up with a nice rocket from Rons. There's a position on the point by the Frenchies, but they still haven't captured up.
Yeah, everything's taking so long. MANDEM down to 40 seconds left. This might just do it with 2 down as well. Even then, MANDEM still trying to delay the further bomb to cross one. Barely misses his target there. Medic way further back than anticipated of any of this area. Really far ahead of the team as well. Will get focused down. They get the cap, but that's what caused MANDEM with the Uber and the Devil Man. Cap time started again right away. Run away at this point here as well. Horns gets traded out quickly as well, defending the cap a little bit here, but sooner or later you might just have to commit this beam fully to this fight. However, MANDEM in the second lane, Inso gets dropped in this. Never trying to even force something towards the Demoman there. Can't quite get anything going. As we have pause number 3, dude. Every time around and someone's just pausing.
Yeah,
is that what's happening now as well? Like we've seen it twice, now we've seen it a third time. It has to be, right? There's no way it's anything else at this point.
This definitely smacks of a tactical pause. We've seen a big turnaround in how MANDEM have been doing the last few minutes, and the Frenchies haven't really quite worked out. They looked so solid, they looked so smooth, just completely unflustered with their defensive setup. You know, transitioning straight into a forward hold whenever they had just the tiniest advantage. But the last few minutes, this double bomb of Haunts and Kane has caused a lot of problems, been initiating every fight. It's been followed up very well by Boulder and Inso as well. Whenever there's been an opportunity for those scouts to go forward and follow up on the soldiers' damage, they've taken it. And the problem for the Frenchies has been that when that scenario has happened, they haven't had any aggression of their own. Their soldiers, Rons and Butchman, have been looking for opportunities, but the opportunities they've taken have just been cleaning up frags onto overextending scouts rather than going deep onto Piggles. It meant that Piggles has been able to, you know, wiggle his way out of situations where 3 or even 4 players have gone down for MANDEM, and just because of that, the Frenchies have pretty much always been in the back foot the last 2 rounds.
It's gonna be coming down to the wire here as we're resuming the match now. He said a lot of stuff offense has to fix. MANDEM has nicely used the last 2 map hogs they had during this match to figure out and exploit. Maybe they can use their own little strat hog here just now to great effect, but it has to be a big comeback right now. Even just this round is a minute behind already again, and Stamps is so good for the side of MANDEM. Everyone's weak, most of them going down. I think unfortunately not included, but I mean, he doesn't have anyone to heal, so Higgles is still going ahead on the advantage situation just now, and the forward hold this late just sounds disastrous for the Frenchies.
Players doing so much work. Both soldiers just go high in the air together, followed up by the combo plowing forward at the same time. There's nowhere to escape. You're gonna get either destroyed by the soldiers or by fancy the scouts running forward. A little bit of a forward hold here for MANDEM. Let their opponents out of the chokehold just about for now, but Haunts is actually going to land behind on the bridge. Now bomb back onto Jugster. Inso follows up, takes out Jugster. There's going to be no medic, no heals. There's an Uber out for MANDEM. Not too many players up for either side. Captain starting to come in. It's a pyro out from Shays, just WM1 in forward. Gets Boulder very low, burns him down. It's probably going to take out Pickles as well. Saw for Pickles. Does go down, but isn't able to stand on the point.
I think we shouldn't have chased that one in the end, but we really wanted the Met go. That's where the pause coming in. I guess they just discussed to switch off Pyro after they leave the forward hold, maybe. That would have helped a little bit there at the end, I suppose.
I thought you got 2 kills for it.
I guess, but then, you know, You take so long to catch a medic at the end, you can't get back to point. Might not help you. MANDEM's bringing this one back right now. This looked like a match long over at some point during this, but claiming 2 rounds back to back. They look pretty good, mind you, as well. Oh, back a sniper right away. You body block onto KN, but he did so much damage for it too.
Control point enabled.
Yeah, and Pickles did get sniper taken out by the Shay body shot right at the start of this mid-fight. It's going to be a DM class down, but the Kansana is out. Fancy, the one combat class alive for MANDEM, just trying to lock them down, just trying to hit one straight pipe onto Juxta, hoping it will be enough to find a fluke kill onto him, but no, he's taken out. It's bought a little bit of time for his team, but overall mid-fight victory for Fence.
Alright, looking good. Finally a mid win again. Has been a minute since we've seen one of those for the franchise right now. Maybe the sniper is just it's like rogue change of pace that they need, but not really doing as much what you would like to see right now, defending this point just now. Oh, as I say that, bringing it back together pretty much immediately. Big damage onto point, and there we go. The soldier turns them all around. Fancy easily over the point in the meantime. Exactly what they needed. Now you gotta worry, are they sticking with the sniper? Do you still have to go to the sniper side and actually approaching this captors now with your medic?
That's got to be an error from Juxta there. MANDEM have been just committing so many players for those kind of pushes that as soon as he takes that first rocket, goes down to about 30 health, he's surely got to pop.
Well, we mentioned that he's good at sniper. He's delivering. Letting this one be seen a little bit right now. It does only slow down a little bit though, it doesn't stop it just yet. Or is it? Actually, never mind. The rest of the team coming to block the point, and he's just sniping anyone who's flying off the cap area. Courtesy of the rest of the team. Finally some bodies committed to this one. Pickles will just decide to pop this thing, but that might just be exactly what the blue side of this match wanted to see. They can just get away from this one too much ahead of time here, and still Shay is just reigning supreme.
Now is already taken out. Horns gets annihilated by Rons as well, but Fancy's found 2. Alien and Rons both taken out by a Fancy pipe across the point.
Juxta disconnected from everyone once again. Scary moment there. Boulder does not chase it in the end. Didn't have a good option there. After all said and done, does disconnect everyone for quite a while. Doesn't matter though, the sniper can just pick them up anyway. When was the last time you see a team with sniper and 2 soldiers, let alone actually do well at this level? Usually the soldiers off-classing or some other chain accommodating to still have 2 scouts, but no, they know they have a good sniper and that's maybe all they need.
Yeah, and at the moment MANDEM are really struggling against this sniper. They're peeking the sight lines, they're getting taken out mostly by body shots so far. But it does the job either way. KN is trying to find his way in. KN and Horns both going to land on the China area, but Shay's able to wiggle his way out there. Horns is taken out. Inso is overextending as well. He's playing. They do cap it out, but they've only delayed a couple of spawns for themselves there, MANDEM.
Last time I've seen a sniper from France do this well on this map, someone got banned after the match. Let's hope that doesn't happen here. They still have to play another game if this were to be a win. And they're getting closer and closer now. This round's looking really, really good as it stands right now. Just obviously getting more and more captain out of this one. Alien getting a little bit ahead of themselves though at the end of this one. Bomb, but the medic just can't keep dying, and this time around barely stays alive. 8 HP after all is said and done. But once again, MANDEM's getting a lot of space out of the whole thing, trying to chase quite deep as well. But as weak as Juxta is, they're just getting the kill. And all of that does kill people, and they don't want to cap or they have players down on MANDEM. So Offense is getting away with quite a bit of cap time on this one, and a minute lead into the final minute as well.
Yeah, the threat of Inso there chasing. Didn't quite get the frag onto Juxta, but he did force him back into spawn. They're looking to move back in from the cliff side. It is a slight advantage for Pickles, but they're going to make it work. They're looking to just plow across the right-hand side of the point. Points goes in, takes out Nevo. The other players are struggling for the French to deal with, but they've bought a decent amount of time. Shay is continuing to pressure on Sniper here at the moment. Aliens found some space. Everyone's just stuck up behind that little rock, but no cap time at the moment by the Frenchies.
Alright, fine, and these bombs on the sniper are starting to be a real threat. That's what needs to happen with the sniper on the field. One less scout, there's a lot less easy hits getting to hit if the sniper is just angled for the big kills in the back most times. Can't really make that one count right now. Get themselves pretty much an even clock as we go into 1 minute left each. What could be MANDEM's running around in the match, if they do not come out of it superior as well, for that matter. Defending the point needs to keep them in the match right now. They want to defend as much as they can, but the headshots keep ringing out. Shay just waiting for them to step towards his cap. And then suddenly 150s everywhere across the board. and no amount of deeply needed bombs at the end. Brings one back around for fence, captures once more, have one behind in the meantime. But it's only a minute left. Anything going wrong on MANDEM is just a disaster at this stage.
They're going for the forward hold with the sniper. It's a risky proposition, and MANDEM are able to bust in through this grass area. But Hinso eats a rocket, gets taken down very, very low. It's going to get arrows back up. KN is juggled in the air, body shot down for his troubles. They're going to have to give up a lot of space here. For Fence having lost 2 players, but MANDEM will know once KN spawns up that they can cap it out, and it's going to be a very, very important scenario now. Both teams have Uber and just 30 seconds left for both.
Yeah, coming down to the wire here on map number 2. Shay still on the snacker, of course. Kind of just forced a lot of attention on him more so than anything else, and certainly changed the pace of the game with that as well. He was coming out early out of MANDEM, wanted to just get as much cap analysis as possible while they still have point control. Wasn't a lot of flashes here, but do have a much worse Uber in many ways here. In the end, still the charge on the French side, lasting a longer. Get a kill on KN as well. Friendly Flander, Horn's really weak, does get caught in the end as well. No cap time yet. No need to rush this, they still have overtime to play with here if it comes down to that, and MANDEM nicely realized as well. So do they. Let them have this for now. They just need to win this next engagement through the sniper sideline.
It's a very good Uber exchange by Fence, but with them having the sniper, they couldn't really follow up. They couldn't super commit. It was only Bridgman looking to pressure, and now he's back in the spam scenario, but they have to deal with this sniper very, very early on. KN gets juggled up in the air on the opponent's sniper. They have to try and Shay the big bomb in towards the medic, but they're losing players here, MANDEM.
One more sniper, so weak. That's all they have left, to snipe on the medic, and it's just 1 scout left on the field. Boulder will go down. And for Fence, with the losers run, continuing from yesterday, make their way into grand finals from 3rd seed.
Oh, that was not expected, for sure. They came in clutch. Just, I guess that was, TAC Pause comes in. They have a think about it. They've kind of just been dominated by the double soldier bomb for a couple of rounds, but they come up Shay on the sniper, and unfortunately for MANDEM, they weren't able to find a solution to that fast enough.
I mean, it's kind of the same story on both maps in a way, right? Like every couple of minutes, both teams just completely try to re-innovate what they're doing as their gameplay strategy. The first part of the first map obviously heavily dominated by one side, and suddenly for Fence knows how to mid-fight and just completely dominates there. MANDEM one-ups them once again. Same story here, just constantly trying to change things up a little bit. Boulder sniper out of nowhere one time as well. Shay picking up late again after just kind of getting swapped off pretty quickly last time before that in the game. Let's not forget about that as well. Didn't really believe in that for a minute there, but put their faith in the Shay sniper. Maybe he said, no, I got this, guys, and they were completely right on that. Works out brilliantly in the end, and many narratives will be spun from this game. I cannot recall the last time we've seen 2nd and 3rd seed in grand finals, let alone even just the fact that it's just this much of a mess to get here in the first place. 2nd seed overcoming the winners finals and making it through upper seed to begin with. Very, very strange one in many ways, but well deserved for Fence to make it there.
Yeah, for sure. They played pretty expertly on this product. We thought that product might be, just a wash for MANDEM. MANDEM have looked strong on Koth all season, but Fence were ready. They had a plan. They had their setups. They mostly made them work, and they adapted as well when it was starting to go against them. Got a few numbers up. It's going to be no real surprise that Shay's up on the top frag. The thing was, he was doing pretty well on Scout, so it's a big risk to when you are hitting your shots on Scout, when you are having impact on that class, to swap over to Sniper, but goes 12 for 2 in that final round on Sniper and clutched it up for his team. But another kind of big shout out for that final round, Bridgman. I think he just played very, very smartly. He kept himself alive. He's up to seven kill streak on Soldier is nothing to be sniffed at on product. And importantly, when you are running that Sniper, just having that one soldier staying alive that whole round made a big, big difference.
I feel like what was really key with Sniper as well, before the Sniper came up, right, they were just hard focusing Jugs that. I mean, he kept dying so much before that round. giving them like the other high priority target really split the attention on that one. Juxta got away with a lot more freedom over this one, and they still did a really good job defending the medic. A lot of the time, these fights where they're chasing the sniper in the back took so long because Forfans just fell back with the sniper, gave them a lot of space in the back, right? They could have capped very early a lot of the time in theory, but they kept bleeding numbers going for the sniper in the back. They never had like a good opportunity to cap without delaying everyone's spawn, making the next fight worse. So Forfans just got time and time and time. Every single opportunity they went for the sniper kill, and it just didn't quite work out. Forfans with a smart switch realized what was going on, made good use of the tactical pauses, like you said, on both sides really, but Forfans coming up clutch big time, and it's been a minute since we've seen a full French team in Grand Finals as well. Many narratives coming out of this game, and it's not even like the season ended just yet. There's still one more left to go.
Yeah, that will be the grand final. Witness versus Forfans coming up at 21 or 21:15?
21, but you know what I mean. So yeah, be here in, like 2.5 hours, I think it is just about. Not too much waiting time at all. I'm sure both teams will get a quick break, then get some warm-up going. You want to be at your A game. Witness looked incredibly good yesterday. Forfans stepping up big time from what we've seen before. Will that be enough? We'll find out in just a little bit of time, and we'll catch you there live on TFTV.